Hi there. I'm so glad you could join me today. This is Mr. S. Welcome back to my channel. Tell you what, today I just thought we'd do a fantastic little drawing that's real easy, real fun to do, make you feel good inside, get something accomplished for the day so you can go to bed tonight and say, yeah, I did something today. So let's flip the camera around. Let's get started. So today, we're going to be doing, as you saw in the thumbnail title, we're going to be doing some moving targets today. Oh, make sure my camera decides to behave itself. Move it up just a little bit so you can see the entire thing. All you need for this, you just need a piece of paper, you need a pencil and an eraser, and then you need some kind of black marker. Myself, I'm going to be using Copic sketch marker and a brush pen. You can easily do this with just a Sharpie too, so don't worry about it. So the first thing we're going to be doing, we're going to take our pencil and we're going to divide this paper into 12 boxes. Now it's not as hard as it might seem at first. What you're going to want to do is come over, I'd say maybe about here. You're going to draw a quick, an easy little line there. Maybe one here. See, they're not exactly equal, are they? Well, I can come over here. Excuse me, maybe make this side just a little bit bigger. And that's about equal. It doesn't really matter if it's 100% equal in size. You could grab a ruler and do it that way if you really want to. I don't really care to do stuff like that. So now we're going to come to the other side of the page. We're going to draw 3 lines. One here. One here. And one here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 boxes. I'm also looking at this and realizing I did this the complete wrong way. I was supposed to put the 2 lines over here, because this is just rectangles. It looks a little bit weird. So I'll tell you what, let's flip the page over and try one more time. So I'm going to put 1 line straight down the middle this way. I'll freely admit when I make mistakes. I have no problem admitting that. 1 line here. And 1 line here. This saves time instead of me having to just go back through and erase everything that I just did. So now you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. And then go across twice. 1 here. And 1 here. And you'll have much more of a checkerboard style. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can tell you, this will be a lot harder to color in than this will be. Again, I made a mistake. I have no problem admitting that. Anyone who says that they never make mistakes, I just don't believe those kind of people. Mistakes are what make us human. So now what we're going to do is inside each of these, we're going to draw a circle. I'm going to start over here. I'm going to add my circle right here. And then I'm going to move over and put the circle in the next box in a different spot. You want to try to make it so that all of the circles are not in the exact same spot as the circles that they're right next to. Maybe this one goes right there. Maybe this one's over here. Maybe this one's right here. Doesn't really matter all that much. Just so that they're not going to be in the exact same spot as any of them that they're around. See? There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these, excuse me, and we're going to start drawing some additional circle shapes around them. So I'm going to start up here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. So I have this circle shape. I'm going to draw another circle around the first one until it goes off the page. And there's about where it would come back on the page. Then I'm going to start here and start drawing another circle, but I'm going to stop when I hit the edge of the box. So I don't go into the next ones. That's key. You're going to draw additional circles, probably at least 2 to 3, depending on if they'll fit or not. And you will stop whenever you're going to hit the surrounding edge of the box. Then we just continue this until we have all 12 done. Again, just make sure you stop when you hit the edge of the box. Try to never go beyond the edge of the box, otherwise this whole thing just won't work quite as well. I was like, wait, you can't actually see what I'm doing. So professional, that is me. There we go. I was like, where to go? Where to go? There it is. Don't worry, I found it. Apologies if you can hear the airflow in the background. It's gonna get a little bit warm today, probably like 77 to 78 where I live. So I'm preemptively getting the house very cold so that it will stay at the temperature that we want it to throughout the rest of the day. Not much I can do about that. And this is my scheduled time of the day to stream, because I have to keep myself on a schedule during this whole quarantine business. Otherwise, I'm just not going to have a very successful or productive day. Always got to do something during the day to keep yourself on some kind of schedule. Because when I didn't there for a little while, I got a little bit lazy. Started slumming around the house just a little bit. Definitely don't want to do that. Again, only about 3 lines per one. So looking at it all together, that looks pretty cool if I do say so myself, and I do. So what we're gonna do next is, excuse me, we're going to go ahead and do an outline for all of these. Actually, no, we don't actually have to. We don't have to go through and outline any of these, and I'll show you why here soon. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna start like this. I'm gonna rotate my paper onto its side, so the long sides are up and down. I'm gonna start up in the left-hand corner, and I'm going to completely color in the middle dot of what is now in the upper left-hand corner. Just like that. I'm going to leave the middle dot alone here. Then I'm going to color in this one. Basically, you're going to color every other dot, every other middle dot, black. So black, white, black. Jump here. Since this is black, this is white, which means this one, since this one is white, this one is black. At this point, if you're nervous that you're going to do this whole part incorrectly, You can also just shade in these parts with your mechanical pencil or any kind of pencil to make sure that you have the pattern down correctly. But black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white. All right, so your paper should look something like this here. And now it's time to actually add in the color. And the way we're going to do that is, again, just use a Sharpie for this part. You don't have to use the fancy marker like I am. I'm just doing it this way to get it done quicker. But now you're going to follow that same alternating color scheme that we did for the dots for each individual little square. So black, the next ring is white, the next ring is black, white, black. So this part is black. Go ahead and outline the box, and then color in the spots that need to be black. You could also do this with any color that you wanted to. Instead of black and white, you could do a two-color scheme, for instance. You could go red and blue, red and blue, red and blue, black and yellow. Like any two-color scheme is perfectly fine, as long as you alternate between the two of them. So there's that one. Then we switch to this one. Since we started with white, the ring around it will be black. White, black. It's okay if you butt up against the black from another section. In fact, it looks cooler if you do. And then we just continue this all the way through. That's all there is to it. You're going to see me do this pretty quickly. I'd recommend that you take it slow and take your time. I've done this a lot of times before, so I can do it quickly because I trust myself to be able to do it correctly. If this is your first time doing it, don't go as fast as me. Pause the video if you need to. Hello, A Animations. How are you doing? I say pause the video, but I just remembered I'm doing live, so you can totally pause the video after the stream is ended and it's been uploaded. We are going through and filling in the color for our moving targets piece that we've been working on for the past, 15 minutes or so. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear you're doing well, A-Animations. I'm doing very well myself. I hope you all are finding ways to give each day meaning. And of course, at the same time, doing things that make you happy. Because right now, the best thing you can possibly do is do the things that make you happy. Because it's very easy to get down with the way things are right now. I'm very lucky. I have 2 dogs that keep me on track. It's hard to be sad when I'm around those 2. Another thing is I actually finally got something I've been wanting to get for a very, very long time now. That being a PlayStation 4. Now, any of my students that would hear this, that I've talked to about PlayStation stuff before now, would find that scandalous. Because I've said in the past that I would never get a PS4. Why would I? Everything that I want to play that would be on the PS4, I already have on my PlayStation 3. Or even my PlayStation 2, which I still use to this day. It's a great little system. Well, that was true. Every game that I would really want to buy the PS4 for was already on the PS3. I do love Avatar: The Last Airbender. Probably my favorite show of all time. I've watched it through 3 times now. I've got it on Blu-ray. Absolutely love it. But for the longest time, I staunchly said I don't need a PlayStation 4. I've got the PlayStation 3. It's got BioShock, it's got Bayonetta, it's got Dark Souls, it's got Darksiders. What else would I need? And then the day came when the PlayStation 3, it would not turn on. It just stopped working, and I got extremely, extremely sad. I really did. I may have cried some manly tears that day. You didn't hear that from me. But after the manly tears were shed, the decision then had to be made. Do I get a PS4? Or do I get a refurbished, used PlayStation 3? Because on the one hand, PlayStation 4, not backwards compatible. Cannot play PlayStation 3 games on it. If you could, there'd be no question. But you can't. PS4, I would have to buy a whole new library of games in order to even use it at all. That's a lot of money right there. Or so I thought at the time. But then the problem also arose where the only way to get a PlayStation 3 nowadays is to buy it secondhand, buy it used. Whenever you buy a game system used, you're always running the risk that it could stop working very soon. I used to be a Nintendo guy. I really did. I had a Nintendo GameCube and a Nintendo Wii and a 3DS for a very, very, very long time. But my GameCube stopped working. I used that thing for 11 years. And my 3DS, I just kind of got bored with it. I just didn't like playing on the system. And there were so many more games on the PlayStation side of things that I wanted to experience because I'd only had Nintendo for the majority of my life. Was pretty much the only kinds of game systems I had. I only got the PlayStation probably about 4 or 5 years ago, PS2. Then the PS3 came quickly afterwards. I love Nintendo, but I personally think that in terms of game quality, PlayStation has it beat. Especially in the current era with the Switch games versus what you can get on the PS4. But, again, that's personal opinion. But anyway, there's always the potential when you're buying a used game system that it could very easily, very quickly stop working. And on the other hand too, if I bought a PS4, I would be able to get pretty much all the games that I already had, again, and be able to get any new games that came out, at least until the PS5 comes along. And I looked through, there was a lot of games for the PS4 that I would be really happy to have. So I finally took the leap and I bought a brand new PlayStation 4. And with it, I got quite a few new games. Well, new games. Any YouTube tips? Oh, my friend, I'm probably the last person you should talk to about YouTube tips. Because I had, if you look at my videos from probably about 5 to 6 years ago at this point, the view counts on those were ridiculously high. So high. I was getting lots and lots of views. But then I stopped because I burned myself out. I just did too many. I also just realized too that I just did this one incorrectly. So I'm going to salvage it by making another ring right here. Oh, you do animations? That's awesome. I should have picked that up from your name. But yeah, I stopped because I burned myself out on videos, and I stopped for probably like 4 years. And by the time I came back, most of the audience had moved on to other people who uploaded, more regularly than I did. And so I get maybe like 100 views per video. But the only thing I can really say for YouTube tips is don't go into it expecting to make this a career or expecting to find success. Because if you do that, you're not going to have fun. The most important thing you can do is enjoy yourself with making YouTube videos. If you're not enjoying yourself, then in my opinion, there's very little point to doing YouTube in the first place. I do all these live streams, I do all of these videos now when I want to because I feel happy doing so. Oh yeah, I can't imagine how hard animation is. I don't do it myself. It's just really daunting. But you have to do something because you feel passionate about doing it and because it's something that you will enjoy accomplishing. If you go in wanting to be the next Jenna Marbles, wanting to be the next PewDiePie or the next Markiplier, you're probably not going to be. But what you will do is if you go in and you hope to just have fun, you might not get a lot of views. There's whole things about adhering to the algorithm, making things a certain amount of minutes long, doing relevant tags, all that kind of business side of YouTube that I have no interest in and I'm never going to try to get experience with. I'm going to make videos that I enjoy doing. I'm going to make videos that make me happy to do. And if I get views, that's great. If I don't, that's fine too. I made this for myself. Make the videos you would want to watch. Have a good time doing them. And if you do that, you will find people eventually. Maybe reach out to other big YouTubers. Oh, what am I drawing? I did a little optical illusion drawing it called Moving Targets. Just a kind of fun little activity to kind of mess with the mind a little bit and just to do something that anyone would be able to do. Just to have fun. To show that art, you don't have to do any kind of like big world-changing event every time you draw. Sometimes just make something fun and silly like this. Enjoy yourself. That's the key part. Just the same with YouTube videos. Art is all about having fun. Doing things that will make you happy. And I do things that will make me happy. I make these videos. I make art for myself. I have a grand old time. Now I'm just going to go through and erase out my pencil lines after the ink has set for a little bit. Again, this sort of thing can easily be done with a Sharpie. I just wanted it to be done faster, so I used my brush markers. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the completed Moving Targets work of art. It's a nice, fun little activity. It's a great way to just get your arm working, to work out those artistic muscles a little bit. Always make sure you're doing to make sure you get something done during the day, and people will look at it and go, "Hey, that's pretty cool," and you go, "Oh, thank you very much," and then you'll get that warm, fuzzy feeling inside that makes you real happy. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for either tuning into this stream if you did, or watching it on YouTube later after it's been uploaded. I'm going to leave you now with the companion that's been by my side through this whole stream, my lovely girl Sky. She loves to get her belly rubbed. It makes her very, very happy indeed. So I'm going to go ahead and rub my dog's belly and bid you guys a very good day. Look at that fish. She say bye-bye. Have yourselves a good day, everyone.